I've been watching a lot of soccer games. I'm not a big soccer fan, but I used to live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where soccer is huge there. And you talk to people who, from other countries, and they act like the only sport there is soccer, and everything else is just kind of like so silly, and especially football. That's what they think anyway. But it's funny watching soccer because you start to see like different kind of groups start like kind of like clashing with each other. But I'm always fascinated by different countries who have like problems, and then we'll start looking at them and talk about like how asinine they are. You know, whether it's like the Middle East where people have to like cover up and they're not allowed to show their face or their curves or their hair or anything like that, which is crazy. But I will tell you that same crap happens in the United States of America. It does. I don't care what the religion is. I don't care if it's Christianity. I don't care if it's Muslims. I don't care if it's Islam. I don't care if it's Judaism. I don't care what the religion is. Jehovah's Witness, they all have this thing that they think the root of all evil is women. And I know where the story comes from. It comes from the book, it comes from the story of Adam and Eve, Supposedly Eve was a downturn of man and all this other kind of stuff, and it's exhausting. Women existing on this planet are not creating men to fall apart, become these evil, crazy, monstrous bastards, and all this other bullshit crap. I don't understand where this stuff came from, except that it was an easy scapegoat kind of a thing to do. It's just like the people who say that, that person wouldn't have cheated on his wife if he wouldn't have been drinking. That's not true. He was always going to probably cheat on his wife. It was already in his heart. The drink was just something that made it easier. Women walking down the street is not going to make somebody a rapist. That person has the rape thoughts in his mind or her mind already, and that person being sexy or not sexy or have clothes on them or not clothes falling off of them doesn't make the person necessarily become that act. I grew up in a very, very, very religious community. I grew up in a very, very, very religious household. I grew up believing that all abortions were bad. Men had more of a higher status in my family than the women did. There's people in my family who still believe that way. It's exhausting. It is. Men in certain religions are trained that they are to succeed, that they are the leaders, that they are the go-to, that they're the heads of the household. And the women are actually at best, are the helpers, or the people who are to assist the man in getting there. How in the hell is that benefiting anybody? I don't even think that benefits men, really, because what you're doing is you're telling the man that all of it lies on him, and if everything else, somebody else isn't helping to carry the water, then if everything falls apart and goes to hell in a handbasket, it's absolutely his fault. I think the reason that men are failing, like I said, I read an article that said men are failing at an alarming rate in society, and we should be worried about the boys and the men in society. I think they're failing because they're having to carry all this bullshit load that we've taught them from a very young age. They're not allowed to have emotions. They're not allowed to actually have any kind of soft qualities to them. During times of war, which are bullshit, we're going to send you off and actually sacrifice you for the greater good of some kind of stupid, made-up, dumbass bullshit, delusional reason. Men are starting to figure this dumb shit out, that it's not good for them either. You know what? There's this old saying that says that feminism basically means that just women don't believe that they're a damn doormat. And there's some truth to that. But also the flip side of that is men don't think that women are a doormat either. Most of them don't want to be the ones that have to go off to war and get slaughtered. They don't want to be the ones who have to act like a certain way in society. They would actually, the majority of them, would actually have to be softer and more emotionally connected, but everything in society tells them that's wrong and that's not the way they're supposed to be. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We have to change the way we think about these things. It's not benefiting anybody at all. It's not.